In my mild-mannered persona as an academic in science education, I teach and research ways that science can be better taught in Australia and globally. But every year I also explore the world of science books. I scope what's new and interesting for my not-for-profit science book blog, and the Big Ideas Book Club I help run in Melbourne. In 2017, 5 books in particular grabbed my attention, covering the fields of psychology, biology, history and physics. Read more, from robots to board games, it's easy to do science this Christmas. How Men and Women Behave. This book won the Royal Society Book Prize in 2017. The author is University of Melbourne's Cordelia Fine, an academic working in historical and philosophical studies with a background in experimental psychology. With discussion of feminism in the media on a regular basis, this book provides an important critique of previous research that has linked many underlying societal assumptions about testosterone to explain behavior of both men and women. For example, men engage more in risk-taking behavior. Many of us assume that science is done without prejudice, but Fine highlights how social factors influence what research and concepts are considered important. This can compound an oversimplified notion of how testosterone affects us both biologically and socially. Fine covers a wide range of topics in this short book, and often I found myself wanting to know more. But I think she successfully achieves her aim of getting us to reconsider some assumptions in our everyday lives. She helps the reader realize that when it comes to testosterone, things are a little bit more complicated than we may have assumed. Read more, How We Inherit Masculine and Feminine Behaviors. Where Dogs Came From. This book is at the top of my holiday reading list. It's part of a wave of science books directed at understanding the inner minds of dogs, their behavior and their evolution. Growing up with chihuahuas in the house, it can be difficult to reconcile how my family dog had somehow evolved from the wolf. While foxes are not wolves, the question of how wild animals can be domesticated was investigated by a team of researchers in Siberia, commencing in 1959, led by Dmitry Belyaev and Lyudmila Trut. The latter is currently head of the research group at the Institute of Cytology and Genetics of the Siberian Department of the Russian Academy of Sciences, and one of the authors of this book. The premise was quite simple: to recreate the process of domestication from wolves to dogs, a process that is estimated to span 15,000 years, by selecting and breeding foxes on the basis of their tameness. Trut and co-author Doug Atchkett, a biologist and science writer, write about the history, politics and outcomes of this experiment, including genetic, behavioral and physical changes seen in wild foxes as they became tame foxes with floppy ears, curly tails and an interest in human companionship. This looks perfect for anyone interested in the history of dogkind, and in how scientists answer questions about our relationship with our closest companions. Read more, Should You Ever Get a Puppy at Christmas?